Conference will now be recorded.
Okay, that means we're official. We are at the October 24th, 2025 edition of Coaching Call. Appreciate you guys being online and joining us. I will tell you, I am more fired up than normal today because of the success that we had last week in outlining a book together. And you can go to Amazon right now. I tested this right before the call and look up the book that we wrote last week. It's already online for sale in Kindle and paperback versions on Amazon.
Cool.
Now, come on, that's pretty amazing, right? I mean, that's over the top. And I got to tell you, it's a pretty doggone good book. And I say that having reread it this morning, I'm like, hey, that's good stuff.
That's good stuff.
What's the name?
I spotted a couple things that I had left out, so I went ahead and added them this morning, and I corrected the typos. So don't do anything with the version I sent you. Well, go ahead. Wait until I figure out a solution to resend you the updated one so you won't have any typos. And then you can go ahead and start the editing. I'm sending you a Word doc. So you just take out my name, put on your name. The only thing you're probably going to have to do is go to Canva and create your own cover. But the cover that I sent you is a Canva cover. So if you just go into Canva and select book cover design and then put in a topic, I think I put in real estate or houses, and I found the cover that I ended up using. And it's just so simple to edit and put in your content. But look at what I did, and then you can make it better. So
proofread it too, Frank.
What's that, Kevin?
I said, no, Bob here. I'll proofread it also for you.
Hold on, I got to turn my volume up because Bob is soft-spoken. Go ahead, say that one more time, Bob. I got you this time.
I said, I'll proofread it also for you.
Yes, thank you. And when Bob proofreads, he finds. So I appreciate it very much. Let's see. Let's go round robin. And Kevin, who's always on the short timeline. Kevin, tell us what's going on in your business this week.
Good morning, guys. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
So have a property coming on that's an estate up in San Jacinto County. It's a simple country estate. It's 7 acres and a house and some outbuildings, but a little bit of a different property. And if you know anybody that wants a piece of the country, it's obviously a little bit of a niche. It's not like selling another subdivision home, but and on this one, just because I had a hard time finding enough good comps, I had an appraiser come out to inspect it and help come up with an appraisal value, so we have a good starting point. And as my understanding is, when we get an appraisal, we don't necessarily need to disclose that from the seller's standpoint, correct? That's a card in our hand. Is that right?
That's correct. There's no responsibility or requirement to disclose.
Yeah, but if we've got radically different ideas, we need to have a come to Jesus meeting, if you will, and understand, well, appraiser says it's X and you think it's 2X. Let's talk about that and kind of get a little more grounded. But anyway, that is what's going on. We're having a little fun up at this place called Creston today. It's north of Magnolia. If you've not been out there, come see it. They're selling homes. They got electricity, and it's full speed ahead. A little bit of ribbon cutting today at noon. Invite everybody out.
Okay, and tell us spell the name of that neighborhood.
That neighborhood is called Creston, Kreston. Creston. It's named after the town of Crest, Texas, and yes. Then it's just a made-up name, Creston.
Okay.
And it's north of, it's out towards the Renfest.
Okay, I got you. Well, I'm definitely going to Renfest this year. Abby's already ordered her dress, and we'll be riding those elephants before you know it.
There you go.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. All right, Danielle, Welcome back. Tell us what's going on in your business. Oh, microphone on. Got to click that little button. There you go.
I'm just working the sphere. I took a class yesterday on Remind.
Yes, good for
I did
you.
that. So I was able to learn how to go in there. So last night I sat there and did different subdivisions here in Spring to send out mailers.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I'm working on that. I'm excited about that one. So I have addresses and stuff that I can get started on. A couple of prospects. I have one person who's interested in buying the house in the Woodlands. She doesn't have really a time frame, maybe 6 months to a year, but she's interested. This morning I found someone who is wanting to build. So I was going to get with Robin about that. She wants to build, her and her family.
Great.
So I was going to work with Robin on that one.
Okay.
So that's a go right there.
That's awesome. And I would encourage you, Danielle, since you've taken the first step in Remind, become a Remind expert. Dig deep, learn about all its functionality, take advanced classes if they have them, network with other people, because there's a million ways to make a good living in this business, but Remind is one of them.
Okay.
The data in Remind, if you can wrap your head around how to leverage that raw data into relationships, you're going to have a very profitable career.
Okay. There's a lot of information on there. I mean, it tells you basically everything.
That's right.
So I saw it in the class. So I'm working on that. I'm excited to get started on that one. I see
Hey,
potential.
hey, Frank, let me interject one more thing. So number one, Danielle, thank you. She did open houses for me last weekend as well. And unfortunately, we didn't get too many people out to them, but that's another story. But thank you, Danielle, for doing that.
You're welcome.
Remind, do you guys know who the creator of Remind was?
Oh, I've forgotten.
It's a guy named Leo Pareja, who is currently the CEO of EXP. He made Remind and sold it. And so the leader of EXP knows a thing or two about Remind as well. Leo is coming to Houston to speak next week, November 5. And I invite you guys to come with me down to Sugar Land. You got to get a ticket in advance. The price is right. It's my favorite price at free 99. And but you got to sign up in advance because it will sell out. But it's November 5, and it's basically 1 p.m. on at the Seth. If you don't have the link, if you don't see it, call me. But it's called Level Up Live: Strategic Growth and Leadership in Real Estate, and we'll have Leo, Tony King. But yeah, Leo, that was his gig. He made Remind, sold it, and is doing well. There you go. That's for me.
Danielle, to put exclamation point on that, Leo was the #1 top producer at Keller Williams worldwide. I suspect he got there using his tool Remind. So there you go. Become the expert. You may someday be our new CEO. I'd love to see that happen. All right, Cheryl, Letha, Bob, Star, any of y'all want to jump in here? Anything of note going on in your business this week? Yes, Cheryl.
I have 2 leads, a couple looking for a property in Magnolia, kind of a unique what they're looking for, but I'll find it. And then I have a lead from another agent that was in Dallas that called me and said they'll hand it off for nothing and give it to me, and they're looking in Benders.
Nice. Oh,
so I'm meeting them this afternoon.
Okay, well, that would be a sweet little sale. No referral fee. That's awesome. Well, let me see. I've got a few things going on this week. I'm showing homes in Woodforest today. I should get a lease done today in Spring Branch that I showed a couple nights ago. That will be the final transaction that I need to qualify for icon status. So whoop whoop, and it should hit mid-November, and I've got till November 30th to qualify. So man, I'm just coming in right under the wire. But real happy about that. I've got 2 closings coming up this week. I'll be taking 2 new listings this week that I know about right now. Very exciting. I should get a contract today, maybe even 2 contracts, one of them with my client on my super stale listing that I've had for several months is driving me absolutely nuts because it's so overpriced. But I think I'm going to get a contract on it today. So the
Praise
stuff is
God.
happening. The market is down, but stuff is happening. So it's good to be in the game. All right. Anybody else want to jump in here?
I'll jump
I
in
know
with a
Lee-
congratulations, Frank, on Icon. That's a really big deal. So kudos to you,
Thank
man.
you.
That's really, really cool. I
Thank
also
you.
stopped by Liberty's Broker Open this week.
Yes.
Had
Yes.
a chance to meet her. It was an awesome event she put on. So kudos to her for sure.
Well, I appreciate you doing that, Matthew. I wanted so much to be there. I would love to be there for Leo Perea on the 5th, but as some of y'all know, I have a day job during the week that I can't break away from that. So it's a day job during the week and selling houses nights and weekends. And that is sucking up my time. So thank you for doing that. All right. Last chance. We heard from everybody who wants to talk. Okay. All right. Did anybody get a chance to actually look at the finished product of our book work last week? Anybody get a chance to open the file and take a look yet? Nope. Okay. Well, I'm telling you, it's good stuff. And Matthew, I think you jumped on a couple minutes late, but the book that we outlined last week, you saw it happen here live. We
Yeah.
made the sausage. That book is now available for purchase on Amazon right now.
That's awesome.
Isn't that crazy?
We live in the future. That's the craziest thing. We literally talked about it, and then you just brought it to life. That's super fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. And I'm hoping that by doing this exercise, I did it for your benefit, not for me. I did it for your benefit. Having said that, I am going to fully exploit the power of this to boost my own business. And here's what I'm going to do. And I'm telling you this as an example. I ordered 50 copies this morning off Amazon, print copies. If anybody else orders a print copy, it's $5.99, right? That's not big money, but if you're ordering 50, that's a lot of money. As the author, I'm ordering those books for $2 a piece. Okay? So this is the cheapest way. I'm saying that you can take this manuscript and take it down to a local printer and print them. They're probably going to cost you $6, $7 a copy if you order them in bulk. If you'll get it published, you can order them at cost, super cheap. So that is a benefit of being a published author. So if you want to do that with this manuscript, you're going to have to change the name because I've already published it. Change the name, swap out some of my stories with your stories, and then republish it as a brand new book. Now, the reason I ordered 50 copies is that I'm now going to be sending one of these books in a pre-listing package to every one of my sellers. Because first of all, it's going to validate me as a published author. And even though it's so easy, very few people have actually published a book in their life. So it validates me as an expert in the field. And this book is actually very valuable to you as a listing agent because it's going to open up the conversation about the difficult issues in listing a home. It talks about price extensively and why agents are nervous to tell sellers the truth. But the book tells the truth for you. So it paves the way. It puts all the uncomfortable truths out there in front in a very non-threatening way, because it's not you sitting at the kitchen table telling them that their baby's ugly. It's the book telling them the truth. Okay. So I think it's going to be invaluable. And you know what? Doggone it, I might make some money on it. I might sell some books at $5.99 a piece. You know, I think my author's royalty is about $2 a book. Who knows? Lightning could strike. I didn't do that to earn $2 a book, but you just never know what's going to hit. And that could become, if it's sold 5,000 copies, that's $10,000. I can find something to do with that. So
Frank,
yes, go ahead, Bob.
is it only available as an actual paper book, or is it an online book available also? How does that work?
So it is also a Kindle.
Kindle. Okay.
So I've done it in Kindle. I didn't do hardback because it is so short. Oh, just a second. This is one of my new listings this week. She's texting me. I need to respond to her. Yes, let me call you soon. Okay, we've been waiting on legal documents to get her listing done, and she just got them from her attorney. So yes, I did it Kindle and paperback because it's only 27 pages long. And it's super easy to do that. In fact, after I sent out the file this morning and I reread it and found the typos and wanted to add some material, I redid my manuscript, re-uploaded it to the paperback version and re-uploaded it to the Kindle version. This is so easy. Anybody can do it. Okay. So I would like to just walk through the steps with you if you want to do this yourself on any topic, because well, let's brainstorm just for a moment. What other real estate books would position you as an expert in the field and generate business for you? What topics are people interested in?
I think creating an SOI, a wide net, maybe.
Okay, so you're talking about for agents. You're writing a book for agents,
Yeah.
No,
right?
that's what I'm thinking. I would be interested in reading that, how to create a larger SOI.
Okay, all right. So this, if you want to target real estate agents, you could write a book, How to Expand Your Sphere of Influence. Okay, that's the general topic. Bob, did you want to contribute?
No, gosh, there's just so many topics that you can educate your buyers, how to price right. I guess, is that included in your
Okay.
book? I haven't read it.
It is. So let me jump in. We may be stuck in a rut here.
That's a key element, price.
Yes. How about something like this? How to buy your first investment property. Right?
That's a good one.
Yeah, there you go. Somebody take that, run with it. You could have it published a week from this morning. Let's think of another one. How to buy your first home. Lots of people are wanting to buy a first home. How about 2026 home design trends? Okay, don't lose me here. I know nothing about home design. I guarantee you I could have a book published in one week on home design. Right? How could I do that? I could Google it.
Chat GPT.
Google ChatGPT. I can Google right now 2026 home design trends, and I guarantee you I'm going to be linked to 100 articles. But I could talk about floor plans, finishes, flooring, countertops, paint color, landscaping, floor plans. Just think about all those things. And I could actually Google each one individually and hot interior paint colors for 2026, and do a chapter on this. Boom, boom, boom. So easy, literally so easy to do this. So how to buy your first home, how to buy your first investment property. I like to put a little bit of a sting in my titles, like I did everything you need to know to sell your home, but your agent is afraid to tell you. So you could be how to buy your first investment property without losing your shirt. Okay? Do something like that, because there's only two things that motivate people in life. You know what they are? Pleasure.
Money is one.
Money is one. Okay.
Saving money.
Pleasure and pain.
It's pleasure and pain. pleasure and pain. So if you can get both of them in your title, you're checking both the boxes. So everything you need to know to sell your home, pleasure, but your agent's afraid to tell you the pain, the fear of loss. So think about it in your title if you can cover both bases. Okay? I'm telling you, there's opportunity here for every one of you to do this. You can take mine and adapt it, but start writing your own. Every one of you within 6 weeks could be a published author of 6 different titles. So think about this. It could even be on the investment area. How to buy your first commercial property, how to invest in your first commercial property. Okay. That would be a good one too. How to buy your first residential property without losing your shirt. How to buy your first commercial property without being eaten by the sharks. How about that? Okay.
Wow,
That's
a good one.
That's a sharky field. Okay. It could be how to buy a vacation home and live in it for free. How to buy a vacation home at net zero cost. How to buy a vacation home and have it make you money. How to get paid to buy a vacation home. Okay, just play with that. Of course, how are we going to do that? What's the answer? How can we buy a vacation home and have it make us money, and so that it's free to us?
Airbnb it.
That's right. We're gonna do short-term rentals. We're gonna do Airbnb. We're gonna do VRBO. Has that been done before? Millions of times. And you could even, because we want to sell homes in Texas, you could identify the hot markets where people are doing that. It's going to be near venues, like near football stadiums or down on the beach, out in Round Top, anywhere, places that attract people short term. Those are going to be hot short-term rental properties. Okay. Let the juices flow. Give into it. Okay. Don't overcome the fear, because we've demonstrated it is so easily done. So let me walk you through the steps, because there's a few things to know. So just, this is off the top of my head, but this is what we did this week. We chose a topic. We found a title that's going to be attractive to people. It's going to arouse curiosity in people. It wasn't just how to sell your house, right? It's everything you need to know to sell your house, but your agent's afraid to tell you. So get a topic, get a title. Third, make an outline for the book. What are your chapters going to be about? What are the key issues to address? And a good way to think about this is, what questions do people have that I can answer? I did my first podcast recording this week for my other book, Radical Obedience. And every one of my subsequent, this one and all the others coming after it, are going to be titled with a question. I'm going to be answering a question that people ask, even if not out loud, they ask it internally. I'm going to put that question out there, and then I'm going to answer it in the podcast. Okay. So outline your chapters or the key topics that you want to address. Then, if you're not already an expert on the field, do your research. Go to Google, go to ChatGPT, access your sources, gather your information. Don't get bogged down here. You could do any of the books that we've described here in the last few minutes. You could do the entirety of your research in 30 minutes or less. I'm not making that up. 30 minutes or less for your total sum of research. Then the next step is to do the writing. You've already got the outline. So just start writing. That's the hardest part of the entire process. And this has been true for writers for millennium, is to actually pick up pen to pencil or go to the keyboard and actually start writing. Okay. Just write on your topics, share what you've learned. As you write, be funny and be yourself. Write like you talk. Don't worry about rules of grammar. I write one-word sentences. I'll say seriously, period. Or I said that, period. Just if you would say it in conversation, say it in your book. So just write like you're talking to a friend, like you're giving advice to a client. Just put that down in writing. And if it's easier to just talk it out, do that. And then transcribe what you wrote. Okay? So write your content. Then, if you want to do a dedication, you can do that. If you want to write a postscript, you can do that. If you want to write an opening paragraph, you going to the gas station? Get me one. Write why you wrote the book. Okay, that's always a great way to begin it. Why is this topic important to you? Maybe you bought your first home and it was a disaster. That's a great opening. People love learning from your mistakes. So if you want to do something, if you want to personalize it, do that. So now you've got your content. Now you need a cover. Go to Canva. EXP has got a Canva account for all of us. Search book covers. I chose a 6-inch by 9-inch. That's kind of a standard. That's kind of like this size book, not too big, unless you're going to write a 200 or 250 page book. Let's see, like this one is. I published this one in a full 9 by 12 because it's got 224 pages of content, full size pages. But for what we're doing, a little 6 by 9 is going to be perfect. Okay. Design your cover. Now, this is the first time you're going to spend any money, and it's the only time you're going to spend any money. You want to upload your cover and your content that you've written to Fiverr, FIVVR.com, because what you're going to do now is hire a graphic designer to format your manuscript into an actual book for publication on Amazon. And so when you go to Fiverr.com, they literally have tens of thousands of specialists in everything all over the world. I just put in the search book formatting, and all these designers popped up, and they give you their basic price. And I hired one. I think his base fee was $25 for up to 200 pages. So I'm going to pay $25. But then I wanted some add-ons. I wanted some other versions. I wanted different file types. And I wanted him to work on my cover that I created in Canva, but that was just the front cover. I wanted him to create a back cover to match. And I gave him the content for that and told him, what I wanted design-wise. So my total bill on Fiverr was $80. And that includes the service fees, the taxes, everything, $80. This is a kid in Pakistan who I gave the job to. This was Saturday morning last week. I uploaded it to Canva. He took the job. He promised delivery within 72 hours. He made delivery within 24. I had his completed work on Sunday night. Okay. So then I'm ready to go. You could create another job on Fiverr for somebody to load your book into Amazon. But I didn't do that because it's so easy. You want to go, you could just Google how to publish a book on Amazon. that might be the way to do it, because then it will give you the links, but you're going to create an account on Kindle Direct. And I know we associate Kindle with, paperless books, e-readers, but Kindle is the publishing arm of Amazon. So you're going to create a Kindle Direct account, and that's where you're going to upload your manuscript that you've gotten back from your designer. You're going to upload your cover, and it'll walk you through it. Get all your information. It'll get your credit card information for payments. It'll get your bank account information so they can send you royalties. And then it just follow the process. It asks for upload your cover here, upload your manuscript here. And then it says preview it. Click the preview and it shows you your book, and you thumb through it page by page electronically. And if something's wrong, and something was wrong with mine, because I'd asked my designer to do it 6x9, and he did it just a little bit bigger than 6 and a little bit bigger than 9. And so it went off the page. So I had to go back to him. And I said, hey, you made it a little bit too big. I need you to reformat it to exactly 6x9. Otherwise, it was going to have to be formatted as a larger book, and it was a hassle. And within 30 minutes of my request, I had the reformatted book. I uploaded it into Amazon. It takes about 72 hours. This is what they tell you for it to go live on Amazon. In my case, it was about 12 hours actual. I uploaded it one evening. It was live the next. Okay. That's it. Is there any part of that you can't do? You see how easy that is?
Frank,
Super simple. Yes.
can you put the how do you spell the fiverr.com? Can you put that on the chat?
Yeah.
I want to make sure I wrote it correctly.
Yeah, you got it. Chat. Oh, here's
And
one.
you said that there were some things that you asked him to do aside from formatting. What was that again?
Well, I wanted it both as PDF and Word. I wanted it in different file formats. And I wanted, it comes with like 3 revisions included. I think I bought like up to 5 revisions or something. As it turns out, I didn't need any revisions except him to format it to the original size. I don't remember what else I did to get it up to $80, but just once you buy the $25 package, then it's just like buying a car. They're going to say, well, do you want automatic? Do you want air conditioning? Do you want Bluetooth? And just look at those. And if you think any of those would be helpful, just add them on.
So what's the benefit of having it for PDF and Word? Did you want to make changes? Is that why? Or
Yes, that's exactly right. I want it in Word so I could make changes, and then PDF is what you're actually going to upload to Kindle for your paperback or hardback. You're going to actually upload a Word doc into Kindle for the electronic version.
Oh, okay.
So they want both formats.
Okay, thanks. This is amazing.
Okay.
Thank you so much for this insight.
Okay. You're welcome. Yeah, go to Amazon and look up the book today, because it looks really cool. I think the cover turned out great, and I think the content's great, though you won't be able to see that unless you just look at the file I sent you. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks.
Wow. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share with you about that. I'm not going to talk any more about it unless any of y'all have any specific questions. Before we move on, do you have any questions about that? Okay. So I'm hosting a big event in my neighborhood on January 8th. I think I've told y'all that. And I expect 200 of my neighbors to show up at the clubhouse for this event. And I'm going to give them all a free gift. Anybody have a guess what that's going to be?
That precious book.
That precious book.
And you know what? I really want to congratulate you, Frank, because when you said that the timeline, I was like, he's going to do it in one weekend. Like how many hours? How many hours did you put into it?
So I got up at 4 a.m. last Saturday. I had the book done by 9. So it was 5 hours of writing. So I think that's going to be my next book, How to Write a Book by 9 a.m.
There you go. Please.
That's a good title, right? How to write a
Yes.
book by 9 a.m. When
Congrats.
most,
Yeah.
most people are crawling out of bed on a Saturday morning, you can have a book ready to be published. So,
And
anyways,
that's a great investment, actually, you know, when you think about that, because that's residual income.
well,
So a
hopefully,
lot of people don't see that.
yeah, any author royalties to me are just gravy. The big money to me is getting the listing. You know, that's a $12,000 to $15,000 commission. And if this book positions me just a little bit ahead of the competing agents, then that's the big money. And I get the listings. I can't remember. I don't know if I've ever. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure I've lost a listing, but I can't remember losing a listing. But this, I'm not coasting. I just want to keep piling on value, more and more and more value, so that no potential seller would think of listing.
It sounds like a God idea, because I've never heard of any realtor giving away a book that
Yeah.
they wrote.
Yeah. So I'm going to be giving this book to 200 of my neighbors who, guess what, are someday going to sell their house. So they're all going to have this book in their hands. That's, and it's going to cost me $400 to make that kind of impact on 200 sellers. Each one is an average of $12,000 to $15,000 per sale. Why wouldn't I do that? $2, $15,000. So anyways, that's a little bit of guerrilla marketing, but this business is so much fun because there's so many ways to make money. We talked about Danielle becoming a Remine expert. Other people, you're investment experts or commercial real estate. But I really like geo-farming and sphere of influence marketing. And these are great tools to wrap up those markets in your world. Okay, so let's push that aside for a minute. What other issues or challenges are you having in your business right now that we can kind of put out to the group for some support and help? Anything frustrating you this week? Or more generally?
I think it's just for one client is like, how long should we nurture clients that need help with their credit?
Oh, okay. Now, have you put them with a credit repair company?
Some of them can, and some of them, I don't think they can really afford it. That's the problem.
Yeah. So if many loan officers will pay for the credit repair for a motivated client, if they feel like they are serious about being willing to make the changes, many loan officers will do that for them.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The other thing that you can do, because credit repair is really not a big secret, just Google it. How to fix my credit. And there's 3 or 4 principles. They're not necessarily intuitive because credit reporting companies are not necessarily logical. So read how it's actually done. That information is publicly available, and you can share that with your clients. But you said, how long do we put up with them? As long as it takes, because what you're not going to do is start showing them homes because they're not in a position to purchase. And you're just going to tell them, I'm not going to get you out there and break your heart by showing you something that you fall in love with and you can't buy. So let's do this in a systematic, professional way by getting you in a position to purchase, and then we'll go look at homes. So if that takes them 6 weeks or 6 years, it doesn't affect you because you're not spending your time on them.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Cheryl, did you want to jump in on that? You look like you're going to say something.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
My brain is just in overload today.
Okay. So let me ask you another question. I asked you about frustrations. We got a good frustration question from Alexa. What opportunities are you interested in exploring? What new avenues of business? Danielle led us off this morning with a Remind class yesterday. That's a perfect example. But what new areas are you exploring? And this could be areas of business or new strategies for extracting business. And we always have to be, that's what I'm doing. That's the whole book thing is that's a new strategy for extracting business. So you never want your mind to go stale. You don't want to ever think I've got it all figured out, even if you're being successful. You have to always stay on the edge, try to stay ahead of the competition, keep piling on value. What are you thinking about, or what are you considering to create more income or add more value to clients?
Frank, for me, it would be really addressing AI. After 22 years, you get your habits and your systems, and then all of a sudden these young people, like in their 60s, come along and they learn all these new techniques. I'm not going to spend that same time to learn all those things, like just your book thing and how you used AI to use that as a tool. That's a great tool because I'm doing sphere of influence and geofarming, just like you were brought up, which is perfect for it, and it's great. But
Yes.
there are other methods of using AI, at least to stay in the game and be competitive.
Yes. Yeah, I'll admit I have had very limited use of AI. I use it to create illustrations primarily for my books. It's just so super simple and absolutely free to do that. But I'm not even scratching the surface of what AI will do in this business. So like Danielle went to a Remind class, I would encourage you go to an AI class. That Bob has given us a perfect example of an area of business that we should all be exploring. Danielle, go ahead.
I'm actually going to take a AI class coming up on the 28th. It's going to teach you the ins and out of everything you need to know, since that seems to be the next big thing, using AI to further yourself.
It's the next big thing for the next generation.
Yeah.
All right. Matthew, tell us about Phil Stringer.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever been to. I think he was one of the speakers at EXPCon not long ago. He's been at Brent Goes Build events several times. But Phil Stringer is affiliated with EXP, but he is like the industry leader in all things AI specific for real estate. And so he is all about using AI to create your ideal client, right? And AI is only as good as the prompt that you give it, right?
Yes.
Now it's a phenomenal resource, but the better you are at asking AI what to give you, the more specific those results will be. But Phil's just a phenomenal resource. I would encourage you guys to look him up, check him out on YouTube, look him up on Google. He's got a ton of resources around. He did a presentation for, there's a gal named Krista Mayshore. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, absolute baller in our industry. But she had him come into her organization to give a presentation. And it really is one of the things that kind of put him on the map just because of his program.
Yes.
So totally worth looking into. I would do it if I were you.
Okay. So let's lay down the gauntlet for all of us. When we come back next Friday, let's have an AI discussion. And I don't want you to show up cold. I want you to do your AI research and get educated this week. So look up Phil Stringer, take a class at HAR. There's probably a course out there, AI for real estate agents, that you can take online. I'm just certain somebody has done that already. Go to your resources. Go to EXP's YouTube page. I suspect there are already numerous classes on AI posted there. And I'm going to do the same because I already told you, really, the only thing I know about AI is how to spell it. I've used it to make little cartoon images. That's about it. But by this time next Friday, I'm going to have some education. And I might be asking y'all some harder questions about AI. I might even ask you what it means. Okay, I'm kidding, of course. We all know what it means. But how about that? I mean, do y'all accept that challenge?
I'm in.
This
I
is going to
do
be.
you have to have intelligence to get artificial intelligence?
We're going to find out, aren't we, Bob?
Yes, sir.
We're going to find out. Okay, well, I'm excited about that. I'm
Hey,
excited
Frank,
about this week. Yes, who said
I,
that? Alexa?
that's Alexa. Remember I said I was going to take a course for HAR on commercial. That's going to be my way of being unique.
Great.
Because there's a lot to help with out there. Like right now, I've been helping pastors with buying and purchasing, selling and purchasing properties and houses. But I'm sure that once I gain their trust, then that'll help me get into their, to be one of a trusted
Yeah.
agent for their church and for commercial.
I love it. So Alexa's wanting to develop a niche working with nonprofits and churches. So to prepare for that, to give her credibility and expertise in the field, she's taken a commercial real estate class. Hurrah. So we're not going to sign off here. We're going to repurpose. But I want to tell you, this is going to be a great week. I already told you I've got a couple closings. I'm going on Wednesday. I'm going to an all-day certification class downtown where I'm going to renew my my Legal Update 1 and Legal Update 2 instructor certification. And then I'm going to be teaching those classes for Lee Rushing. Some of you all know Lee. He has given up his inspector business and started an online education business for real estate agents. And I'm going to be the instructor for his online Legal Update 1 and 2 classes. So anyways, Wednesday is my recertification for that. Wednesday's also my 65th birthday. So woohoo.
Woo-hoo. Happy birthday, Frank.
Woo-hoo. So you're retiring? Is that right?
What's that?
So you're retiring?
Retiring.
No, he's rebranding.
I'm rebranding.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm not retiring. I'm refiring. There we go.
I love it.
That's right. Yeah. No, retirement just, I guess what people typically think of retirement has no attraction to me. I would rather be in the game and contributing and creating and staying fresh and having fun. So when I do retire, it'll just be to a new area of endeavor. But no, I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a big week, powerful week. I appreciate y'all joining. I'm going to stop the recording. Let me do that.